Midnight Motorist is one of the games required for the Lorekeeper ending in FNAF 6, and is the most confusing part about FNAF 6, seemingly introducing new characters and new locations. Will we ever truly understand this seemingly impossible game? Well, we're going to try. Midnight Motorist and its theories are what we're exploring today. Greetings gamers and welcome back to Top 10 Gaming. I'm Connor Monroe and this is Midnight Motorist Explored. Let's do it. First of all, the game. Let's take a look at the actual gameplay first, as explained to us by the Freddy Files Updated Edition, so that we know there's no misinterpretation or bias in my script. Quote, during the fourth lap of Midnight Motorist, hit other cars to slow down, then drive across the bottom lane. Eventually, you'll see there is an opening at the bottom of the screen that you can enter. You'll be led to another screen, where it's raining and you're just one purple car driving along a winding road. As you drive to the U-shaped bend in the road, crash your car into the dark clearing in the trees. You can get out, you'll find that your character is yellow, not purple, and walk to an open spot in the trees. In the upper left corner, there is an unmarked pile of dirt. Get back in your car and you'll reach a fork in the road where you can either go left or continue straight. If you turn left, you're brought to a parking lot where there's a restaurant called Junior's. There's a green man standing outside the restaurant. Park and get out of the car. As you approach the green man, he says, "Come on, you know you can't be here. Don't make this more difficult than it has to be." Nothing else happens. Get back in your car and then turn right. Keep driving until you reach a blue house. You can get out of your car and walk around the house. The sound of music fades away and is replaced with the sound of rain. The closer you get to your house, the more it zooms in on your character. Go to the front door and enter the house. The game falls silent. There's a person dressed in gray sitting in a chair in front of a TV. The gray person says, "Leave him alone tonight. He had a rough day." Go down the hall and knock on the door. You'll shout, "I told you not to close your door." Then, "This is my house. He can't ignore me like that." Then, "Open the door." And finally, "I'll find a way in from the outside." Leave the house and walk around the back. The window is broken and there are two sets of footprints, one human and one animatronic. Your character says he ran off to that place again. He'll be sorry when he gets back. And before we get into the breakdown, we've been having a bit of a theory week while I'm on vacation. But if you want more videos deep diving into certain aspects of the FNAF series, be sure you let us know by telling us in the comments and hitting like and subscribing. It really helps us out. Okay, let's continue. Now for the breakdown. Now looking at that, there are a few things that jumped out to me. One, the book points out that your character is yellow, not purple. There's an emphasis placed on this line thanks to the exclamation mark. The only one in the entire section about the game, to be exact. This must be an important detail to take note of, especially if it's emphasized. Another thing that really jumps out to me is the description of the other characters. Both the green man and the child hiding in his room are both described using male pronouns. Green man, leave him alone tonight, but the one in gray sitting in front of the TV is just described as a person. There's a person dressed in gray sitting in a chair in front of a TV. The gray person says, which seems awfully elusive and intentionally so. And finally, the last thing is the description of what we see outside the child's window. Now it's almost impossible not to know about it at this point, but outside we do see two sets of footprints, one human and one not human. But thanks to the design of Glitch Trap's suit with 3 big toes, we thought that this could have been Glitch Trap's suit, making it impossible for this yellow guy to be William Afton like we first assumed. However, thanks to this book we get confirmation that the other set of footprints is from an animatronic. Quote from the book, "There are 2 sets of footprints, one human and one animatronic." And since this is an official updated guidebook to the games, this has to be 100% canon. The other set of footprints is an animatronic, so not William's original suit. So what does this mean? Well, there are actually a few theories. Let's discuss them. The first and most prevalent theory is that the yellow man is William Afton. This was started thanks to the similarity of the car used in this game and the car William is shown driving in the Take Cake minigame from FNAF 2, and both scenes are raining. This was further supported by the fact that the secret portion of the Midnight Motorist game is called Later That Night, which seems to be pointing us towards this taking place after William killed Charlotte and Take Cake. This would also explain who the one in the chair is. It could be Michael, who is watching TV like he does at the end of Sister Location's Nights, but some have speculated that it could be the mother, which is supported by the lack of pronouns used for this person. But it could also be used for Michael if he was in fact a robot, since he wouldn't be a he, but I guess he also wouldn't be a person. And the one in the bedroom who was lured away could very well be Crying Child, who was brought to a Fazbear location by one of the animatronics. This is is presumably what made William want to make him afraid of the animatronics. This might be why the brother ripped the head off the Foxy plush and started using it as a mask to scare Crying Child. It would also explain the logic of putting Crying Child in Fredbear's mouth. It was another scare tactic, but William didn't plan on the mouth closing, killing his son. The other theory suggests that perhaps this yellow man is not William Afton, but rather his business partner Henry. This is supported by the fact that he is just not purple, and the animatronic footprints outside the window. However, the major flaw with this theory is that Henry is shown to only have a daughter, not a son. So the actual gendering of the child basically ruins the whole idea that this is the Henry Emily household. Another possibility is that the yellow man is not Henry Emily at all, but is rather the father of one of the missing children's incident victims who was either captured by one of William's animatronics or by William himself in a costume. But thanks to the Friday files, we know it's an animatronic. And thanks to the pile of dirt the book also pointed out that is also fairly close to the house, it was probably a twisted animatronic, since we know that the twisted ones bury themselves in the ground during the day only to dig their way back up at night. If this is true, then this could also connect the pizza party level in Night Terrors from Help Wanted, where the player starts out in a bedroom which looks slightly similar to the one from FNAF 4, but we know that that room is meant to be the Crying Child's bedroom since he was in a coma experiencing this dream while fighting for his life. However, the biggest point of contention in this minigame is the yellow guy, or aptly named Mustard Man thanks to the community and mostly MatPat. This is the one thread that gives us all the variables. If we know who the yellow guy is, then we know what's going on in this game. The yellow of the character could be a reference to the yellow spring bodysuit that Afton uses to kill kids, since we know that he just came off of killing Charlotte, and that could be what this is referencing. The color yellow on one hand stands for typically positive feelings, like happiness, positivity, clarity, optimism, or freshness, energy, and intellect, but it can also represent caution, sickness, jealousy, cowardice, and deceit. And this may also give us some ideas behind why this character is yellow. If it indeed is William after just killing Charlotte outside the Fazbear restaurant, that could be considered cowardly, especially since he moves on to killing inside the restaurant, or has before. He could have also deceived Charlotte with the bodysuit, but we know he isn't wearing it, thanks to the Take Cake minigame as well as the rain outside, which would have triggered the spring locks. This could also explain why Charlotte was outside. Maybe her father told her to stand in the rain if she could, so that if William came by he wouldn't be wearing his murder suit. If this is William, he could also just be happy about the fact that he killed Charlotte, because let's be honest, he'd be like that. The color yellow is also spontaneous and an unstable color. It is often associated with food and is highly used in children's products and marketing advertisements aimed at children. And with the color yellow and William sharing a demographic, it's highly possible that this was absolutely intentional. Too much yellow causes loss of focus and makes it hard to complete a task. Too little yellow causes feelings of isolation and fear, insecurity, and low self-esteem, which are typical among serial killers. A lack of yellow though can cause one to become rigid, cunning, possessive, or defensive, and all of those describe William Afton. So perhaps color theory is the way we should go when trying to determine who this mysterious Mustard Man is. There we have it, friends, Midnight Motorist Explored. What are your interpretations behind Midnight Motorist, and who do you think the Mustard Man is? Is it William? Be sure you let me know down below. Thank you all so much for watching. I have been and shall remain Connor Monroe, and I'll see you in another video.